Hi everybody. So if you've watched any of my recent content, you'll know that we're not in the house at the moment. We're doing some building work to it, we're renovating, we're adding a kitchen extension. At the same time, we're also doing the top of the house. We've got like an attic conversion that we're sort of reorganizing. It's carnage. I'm going to give you like a little update. So I've got to be here tonight because I've got a very important delivery coming first thing in the morning. So I have to stay here. Otherwise I've got to leave at like the crack of dawn to get across here. But I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you where we're at with the build at the moment. Now I'm actually documenting the entire thing from start to finish on a separate video. So this is just gonna be like an in situ update of where we are at the moment. I guess after watching this, you're probably never gonna wanna go through it yourself, but honestly, it will be worth it. I know that, despite the pain it's causing me right now, it will be worth it. I'm gonna start at the front of the house and kind of give you a full tour so you can see the extent of the damage. I mean, it is damage at the moment, but it will be constructive at the end. So this is the front of my house. I'm not sure what you'd call it. It's not really a garden, but I mean, it's kind of like the front garden area, right? And it's currently being used just to like store things, right? Then you come through the front door, and the fun begins. There's just like handprints on the wall. Like everything is just covered thick with dust, like everything. Should I show you that yet? No, maybe I'll show you in here first. Now, just to let you know, this is the room that I need to be hanging out in sort of today and most of the, because I don't want to be spending all my time in the bedroom because there's a heat wave going on, as I mentioned in my last video, and it is sweltering up there, so I'll just go up there to sleep. So actually, this is currently the coolest part of the house, apart from the kitchen, which has no back on, but obviously I can't hang out in there because it's an active building site. So this is where I'll be today. Quite messy. We've got a Velux there, like a big sort of roof window. I literally just, I'm gonna sit there on that sofa, you know, in the corner. I think I just have to climb to get there. I don't know if my camera's doing it justice. Like, there's two more Velux there, two more behind this big one here. Got the washing machine and tumble dryer there. Like, this is a TV in there somewhere. Look at the Peloton. I wonder if it's even like switched on. Oh no, yeah, okay, the screen comes to life. It's just like thick with dust. So I'm gonna be just covered in dust. Oh, we've got a light on, that's good. And then I feel bad for my plants. Is dust bad for plants? Dust's all right, won't do them any harm, will it? This is kind of, it's absolute, in my head, I said to Sarah, obviously Sarah and the baby aren't here tonight. They're staying somewhere else because I just didn't want to bring them to this. But I said to Sarah, oh, it's fine. I'll just shift some things around and I'll find a little spot to sit. I don't know how I'm going to shift any of this around. I think I'm going to leave it where it is and I will shift around it. Anyway, come through to the kitchen, which is kind of the main area of work. Oh, I can't, how do I close you? There you go, you're close. Kind of got a bit of floor going on, but not much floor. I don't know if you'll remember, if you can picture this based on like my previous content, but the sink used to be in this sort of gap here, and then we had like an island, like a peninsula type thing here, and then the kitchen itself ran along there with the oven there. So it ended where those breeze blocks were. Like this area along here is where the kitchen ended. So we've pushed out all that way. And actually the builders have made some real progress. I called them yesterday. I was like, I'm coming in today because I've got to sort of wait for this parcel and I might film some content. Like, how have you guys coped? Because it's been 40 degrees centigrade here in the UK yesterday. So they were supposed to be putting the roof tiles on yesterday for this new roof going on here, but they physically couldn't handle them because they're black and they just absorbed all the heat and they were too hot to touch. So no roof tiles went on yesterday. But look at the size of this space. It is gonna, I'm now crossing the threshold. I'm standing outside. Look how big our kitchen area is gonna be. It's massive. And then of course we've got the garden here. There's a cement mixer. So to the top of the house. God, blimey, it's hot up here. I actually don't know what the progress is up here because they've been focusing on the kitchen. Okay, so they're just sort of dismantled and haven't started remantling yet. But actually, without anything in it, this space is pretty big. And then we've got the bathroom through here. Okay, so what we're doing here is basically the bathroom is just too big. Like, what's the point of having an ensuite of this size? So we're gonna put like a false wall, probably roughly where that line is, and then wardrobe space is gonna be here, and then we're gonna have a more appropriately sized bathroom there. So, God, I have no idea how those builders have been working in this heat. It is disgusting up here. Anyway, that's my house right now. I actually got out of the house for most of the afternoon for a number of reasons. It was too hot, it's too dusty. I've done all I can do in terms of like pottering around and I'm gonna say tidying up, but tidying up is not what it was. It was more just moving things from one place to another. But also the builders were noisy and they were getting on. I was just kind of in their way. So I went for a walk with a friend and got a coffee and just sort of like killed some time. You can see how busy I've been though, just by the footprints left in the dust on my table. I wouldn't usually condone walking on the table, but you know, I've got to parkour through here somehow. This next segment of the video is sponsored by Sky. Now, as you know, by now, if you watch my content, Sky Cinema are releasing 52 Sky Originals this year. But on top of that, they've also got a whole load of blockbusters. Now, the film I'm gonna watch is a blockbuster. I've seen it once already and I absolutely adored it. It is Spiderman, No Way Home. There it is. Now, I've watched it already. I watched it with Sarah though, which is not a bad thing on most instances, but Sarah doesn't love sci-fi. She really enjoyed this film. But she didn't have a clue what was really going on because she doesn't watch any of the Marvel stuff, so she's not up to date with the Marvel universe. She doesn't really care about sci-fi or superheroes. As you know, hopefully from watching me for a long time, I adore Spider-Man. Like, he's my all-time favourite superhero. I've loved him since I was a kid. In fact, I wanted to be a comic book illustrator when I was younger, all because I love Spider-Man and the way he's sort of drawn and detailed. I used to collect some of the comics. So as a result, it means a lot to me. I've watched and loved every rendition of Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire ones, the Andrew Garfield ones, and the Tom Holland ones, and I've kind of grown up with them. So I was a little concerned when they announced this film because with the 5 or 6 villains involved in it and 3 Spider-Men, and bearing in mind the villains have all been featured in their own film too, you know, I was worried that the film would be messy and no one would have enough time to sort of, you know, flesh out the story and get their moment. But it was just so brilliant and so nostalgic for me. But not only nostalgic, it also really looked forward because it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and kind of what comes next and everything. They just totally crushed it, basically. But I spent my entire time explaining to Sarah who was who and what was what and how it all kind of fits the story and everything. I'm on my own, so I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna enjoy this film and I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna order a takeaway because obviously I've got no kitchen, and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch this. It's gonna be brilliant. But also, in other Sky related news, I'm gonna show you my screen here. So obviously I've got Sky Glass here. You don't need Sky Glass for this, but it helps. Oh, hello, but it's going to help me demonstrate. Paramount Plus is now on Sky, right? So if you are a existing Sky Cinema subscriber, not only do you get all the Sky Cinema goodies coming out, but you also have access to the Paramount Plus film list, and it features so many films. Like, one of my favorite films of all time, when I was just scrolling through, is on here. It's called Chinatown. It's got, let me see if I can find it on here real quick. Because I think it's like 1976 or 1974 or something. It's got a young Jack Nicholson. It's just the most fantastic crime thriller. Other things on here, things like Clifford the big red dog. Margot is going to be 1 year old in September. I don't think we're going to be back into this house until September time. So I'm hoping by the time she's 1, she might appreciate that a bit more, because it's not like pure childish animation. It's kind of mixes, you know, it's one of those ones where it's set in the real world, but there's also like CGI things going on. So I think she might appreciate that a little bit more by the time she's 1 year old. But it looks like really, really good fun. But there's also stuff that I haven't seen him really want to watch Jackass forever, which might sound a bit left field, but again, it really plays on my nostalgia. When I was a teenager, I'd go skateboarding with my brother after school pretty much every night, and then we'd all bundle back to one of my friends' houses, and we would watch Jackass back when it was on MTV back then? I can't remember, before even the films came out. And of course the films came out, and we'd all watch them together. So I think now, watching Jackass Forever, where they're all kind of in their like, well, they've got to be in their 50s by now. I guess the stakes are a little higher. You're currently on top of the tumble dryer. There are some plants, some cactus here, hanging cactus. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to water them. I'm going to have to like leave. Oh God, that's right in my, it's very uncomfortable. Whoa, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, from a distance. Ah, yeah, crushed it. Excellent. I don't know how I'm going to water that one. It needs watering though, because it's been a few months. I know cactus don't need much water, but it needs some. Right, here we go. Bloody hell. Oh, I'm standing on something I shouldn't be. Oh, Jesus Christ. Extreme plant watering. There you go, big guy, drink up. Lucky I'm tall, seriously, like my 6'3" or 6'4", whatever I am. Also, I've got the wingspan of an albatross. It's coming in handy. You are welcome. I mean, you're not looking so healthy, but in the current circumstances, I think that's to be expected. And you. You're looking a bit better, actually. Well, that wasn't so bad, actually. But you are not looking so good here, buddy. I've even upgraded my my water utensil. I was using just like a little mini watering can before, but I think this guy needs a lot of water. Yes. Oh, bless you. You're all like floppy. I don't want you to die. Like, you're like my favourite plant in the house. You are droopy. Oh, jeez. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God, I should be an explorer. While I'm watering things, I really should check on my compost, because obviously with compost, it's supposed to stay moist. I'm going to hold you with one hand and do it with the other. I might try and position you precariously on this. I can't lift it all the way open because there's all the stuff on top. I don't even know if you can see in there or not. Oh, do you know what? Actually, it looks really healthy. I'd like to get in there and give it a good old aerate, but I'm not going to be able to because I can't lift it anymore, but I will try and get some water in there. Keep it all healthy and happy. How relaxing. Do you know what's really depressing? I've just realised I've watered all the plants apart from that up there. I'm going to have to get up and water it. I don't remember when the last time I watered that one is. That's upsetting. I've just sat down. Hold on a minute, everybody. Something has been happening while I've been gone. We've got paw prints in the dust. What? What? Where did they come from? Who did they belong to? A cat, surely. Somehow a cat's got in. I wonder if it's still in here. I mean, it could be, just living in all this. At least my sink is clean. I actually don't even want to show you the toilet. This is the only bathroom in the house at the moment because the one upstairs has been ripped out. We're having a new small thing installed downstairs, but of course with a team full of builders and all like the building detritus around, this room is gross. I would actually say it's, considering it's the only room with water in it, it's probably one of the grossest rooms so far. Do you know what? Now the builders have gone and I've eaten my food and I've watched my film and I've watered my plants and I've done all of my jobs, I'm now just sort of like counting down the clock for my delivery to come tomorrow, and the novelty is kind of worn off. I can't shower. For one thing, all my towels are like caked in dust because everything is. But also, I'd only shower in a dirty shower to then walk through the dirty hall to then come to my dirty bedroom. So I have to go to bed dirty, but not only is it dusty, it's been really, really hot today. So I'm like just a bit, really want a nice cold shower just to like clean myself. And this bedroom is hotter than the sun. Not just hotter than the sun, but like more, yeah, it's just so sticky and humid. It's not gonna be a nice night. Ooh, I'm just kind of like waiting now. And there's nothing else I can do, really. Just sort of hang out in the house. I mean, I've already FaceTimed Sarah and Margot. Margot's gone to bed now. Just kind of like gonna sit and just see how much dust I can collect on myself. I don't know if you noticed, but I started to feel a bit sorry for myself in that last clip, didn't I? I actually just re-watched it. And typically I would have just deleted it and not included it in the video, but I actually had a moment and I had to sort of really check myself and check my privilege. I'm really lucky to be doing what I'm doing to that house, you know. Soon enough it's going to be a fantastic house, and you have to kind of break a few eggs to make an omelette. It just so happens that these eggs are very dusty eggs, but then, you know, there's no point in me complaining about being in a dusty environment and then staying in that environment. So I've just decided to go for a walk. I live near a park. I'll walk around the park, I might grab a drink or something. I just sort of like kill some time and change my mindset a bit, a couple of deep breaths. You know what, it's sometimes it actually genuinely can be that easy. I think particularly with me, often the way I operate is I'll start to complain about something. Now, I'm typically not a complainer, and I try not to stay in like a negative mindset, and I will often change, you know, I'll work to change it if I start getting that way. But sometimes I need to start getting that way. I need to catch myself doing it and then understand that I'm really lucky, you know, with the life I lead and the stuff that I do, and then decide that there's nothing to be worried about. Just go for a walk and stop complaining, basically. And I know not everybody has that luxury, you know what I mean? So the fact that I do means that I guess I'm doing myself a disservice by not using that luxury, I suppose. Anyway, on that odd note, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it more than I did anyway. It is sort of, it's not pleasant seeing your house in that state, but you know, it's all for the best. And I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.